intake boots are out the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's have a quick look at them in a bit more detail. Time for a Tony Hart gallery, methinks. So here's the boots that I ordered. Let's just cut those and get inside. Get some scissors. There's the two there. Nice soft rubber. Also, somewhere it says, I'll have to find that. I did order another little blanking plug to go on there, but yeah, they're quite nice. Although that does seem to be sticking down a bit further than I think it should be, but it don't matter. So right, I'll get these on the Carbs and see how they fit in there and whether they give a nice airtight joint. So we're going to try and put the diaphragms back on today. Now, on these, they've got the diaphragm running around. They've got this little nodule that sticks out the side, and there's a little hole, and they have to sit down in there, and then you fit the lids. Now, I've done the lids in gold, as such, and then yesterday this was completely covered in rust, so I put this back together somehow, possibly, but I can't remember. Oh, look at that, perfect. Or does it go around the other way? Right, well, one's got R on it, which is right, so I can't remember which way round that goes. I think it fits on that way better. Seems to. And then it seems to fit. Seems to fit better that way. I'll double check, and then once we've done that, then the lids will go on the top. We have one nice looking set of Carbs. But what I need to do is double check which way this bracket goes. I did have some pictures, or maybe this bracket goes on the top, because these need to pull these down for an airtight seal, don't they? Then in theory it would be better to have that over the top. Let me go and double check my pictures. So if you can make out the picture I took on my phone, the bracket goes on the top of either of these, so over the top. Now this is the rear carve, so I'll get it in the light, with the letter R on there. It goes on that way, so when you're looking at the top of the carb, you can see the R on the other end. So, not having fitted these diaphragms before, I was trying to work out how to get them to actually fit. Now, the little tip that I found was that if you lift the float plunger up, actually I'm going to have to turn this around the other way, otherwise I'm not going to be working where I want to be working. Put it around this side. So if you lift the diaphragm up, then push it all the way down, get all the creases and everything out of it. It says the other one's just gone perfect. Because I'm doing this on camera, it's not going to go, is it? Can you keep the noise down over there, please, cat? Right, that's got it up there. Then if I lower that down, just so we can get it in the slot. Oh, God. Is that needle bent? There it is. Right. Okay, so twist that round. God, I've been better off demonstrating the other one. That's better. Right. Okay, so now it's sort of taking shape. Right, from that side. Right, let's get it in there. Right, so that's pretty good shape-wise. So what we would do now is get the cover, drop the cover over the top so it's holding it. Let the damn thing go. Right, so that's dropped down now. And that's like I've got a vacuum on it holding it now. So both of those are on and I'm happy with that now. So what I need to do now is find the bracket, which I had, and I can't see anymore, which is here. Now the right hand carburettor, hang on, let me find which one it is. So the right hand carburettor is the one on the left on the screen. So if we put that on the top there like so, now I'll go and put all our screws in. That can go back together. So I'm just going to grease up all the screws and fit them. I won't film me doing that because it's not interesting. So let me do that and we'll put it back together. We're supposed to be fitting this together. You let me down. What did we forget to fit? Yep, the springs. Now it's because I've lifted them up and pressed them down. They've now gone to quite a nice shape. So that's definitely the way to do it. I'll move you over there. We drop a spring down in there. We might just be able to do it, but I need to do the rear one first. So let me try and do that now. This is going to be fun, compressing a spring down in there as well. Oh, actually, not as bad as you think. Right, so that's on. We need the rear bracket to go on. And then I can't remember whether I also need to put this on, but let me just get one screw in here to hold this cover on, stop it coming flying off. Well, that's not gone in. Cat, can you keep the noise down? I'm filming. Right, that's gone in. And that's got in. So let's just do this down a bit. Oh, of course, I can't put that in, can I? Because then you've got to have the other side with the spring in. Get the cap underneath. Oh, it's one of them mornings today. I think I need another cup of tea. Let me do that first. I'll make another milk with a hint of tea. And then I'll have to put both caps on. This is where I'm going to need probably another pair of hands. Oh, you can tell this is live and I don't know what I'm doing. If this bike runs, it'll be a miracle. I'm sorry, but if there was ever a Friday afternoon down the pub design, this is it. What the hell were they thinking? Right, so I've got that one on there. It's like two exploding jack-in-the-boxes. Drop that down in there. Get a screw down in there if I can. Oh, God. How the hell are we going to line this up? Oh, I think that one's gone. Yeah, it has. So get one in there. this corner if I can do it, and then hopefully it might hold the lid on without it exploding. Right, then we need one in here. I've got one there, so let's quickly put one in this top corner to loosen that off a bit because it's not lined up. It's down. Good grief. Thank God for that. Right. I'll just clip these down. I'm not doing them tight, just so it holds the lids on. They don't take my face off if they come off. Right. On. So I can chop and change screws at my leisure now. Now I've got to put this bracket on, and I think the bracket goes on here at the front, like so. So I will need to take that screw out, but what I need to do is get all of the screws in, then work out which bracketry fits where, and then just pop that screw out. I don't want to move those about now, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Considering what the Carbs look like, that top's actually come up quite well, hasn't it? So join me at 6:15 on a Sunday morning. My plan this morning is to get the Carbs mounted into the vise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and set or check the float bowl heights. Hopefully they'll be okay. But it'll be interesting to see where they're set because I haven't altered the float heights. So if they're not right, then we can attach a tube and do the little drain things and set the fuel height. But it might be spot on, they might not, but I'm not expecting them to be because nothing else has been right on this bike so far, has it? So to mount these in the vise, evidently you fit them on the bottom bracket and clamp them in. Now the bottom bracket is this bracket here. So if I put that into the vise, am I going to be able to clamp onto that? Right, let me set the vise up. So if you could see in there, the bottom brackets allowed me to clamp in. I've now got the carburetors in there, and they are at a slight angle, which is what they should be set to. So that would be close enough. And then what we're doing is we actually want the fuel measurement to be, when you're looking at here, we want the 0 point, I need something like a pointer, to actually be on this mark here, this lower line here. This is the 0 point here. Not down here, not up here, here. Now obviously with it being on an angle, the pipe also, when the pipe comes out, you run it up the side of here, like so, so it's straight, and then you sort of take your angle across as if it's level. But your 0 point is going to be on the bottom of this, in the middle here. I need to go and get a little ruler, because we need to measure that distance as well.